our beef of the week is the college football commercials, man. It's incredible. It just feels like there are so many commercials in these games, and they feel like, you get in a rhythm, you're watching the game, and then you like a commercial break, and you're like, God damn.
I'm feeling the cheesiest, coach.
Yo, Fax and the King, we are back, and Dr. Fax cleaned his sunglasses, and I have a new hat. We're fucking ready to go, baby. Let's go.
Yo, stay out the comments. Nah, I got my sunglasses clean for this show. Welcome back, everybody, to a new episode. What episode is this? Have episode 8, rolling up to 10. It's going by quick. What are you talked about this week, Beau?
Let me tell you what I'm talked about, Fax. I'm going to Philadelphia on Friday, hang out with some old Philadelphia Eagles teammates. Jason Kelsey's got a documentary coming out from Amazon, and I'm stoked to check it out. So I'll be in Philly for one night only and catch up with some of the guys, and I'm pretty torqued about it.
You going to like a red carpet?
I think maybe. Honestly, I'm not really sure, but perhaps.
Are you going to wear that hat?
Yeah, I could. You want me to? I am torqued on this new hat. Fax doesn't really like it, but I was in New York City, and Fax is a New York guy, and he was asking me how it was going, and I was like, did a lot of shopping, and I think Fax was kind of disappointed in me, frankly.
No, I just think you're a hype beast. It's cool. Like, it's cool that you're a hype beast, and I respect it, and I went through my hype beast phase for sure, so I can respect it. But I'm not gonna lie, I'm torqued about college football. I say it every year. Like, the college football, it's not better than NFL, but, like, it feels better than NFL.
It feels
sometimes.
different.
It
just
does.
feels different. Yeah.
And then I just always think back, like, being 18 and when you get to college and you actually get to play in a college game or be in a packed stadium, the feeling of that is amazing. And just this past weekend, just getting, like, all this college football all together at once was amazing. I was torqued about it, but more torqued, I was torqued about, this is not an ad, but YouTube's multi-view, it has some tweaking to go, but for them just to put it out without any warning, and for whatever reason, it was something that I didn't know I was missing from my, like, football experience, and it was amazing.
Hey, Fax, this could be an ad for us. YouTube, we're always looking for sponsorships. Holler at your boy. Throw up Fax of the King on YouTube while you're watching college football. But let's fucking get right into it. Fax has been stoked to talk about one thing and one thing only. There's the highlight game. Fax, I'm going to give you as much time. Just hit it. What do you got for me?
Colorado in prime time coming and taking receipts from everybody who said he could not do this. For prime time to do what he's doing with Colorado right now, it is unseen and unheard of. He took basically an HBCU team, took the majority of those kids, brought them to a Power 5 school, and in the first game where everyone's not expecting a lot, actually everyone's expecting the total opposite of what went down. And people were actually saying, yo, you can't take kids. The talent that those kids play in HBCU, it does not compare to what is in the Power 5. And there's no way those kids will exceed, including his son playing quarterback, who broke a record in his first game, playing not just some Power 5 like school, playing TCU, who played in the national championship game just last year. It's absolutely unheard of, and I am so stoked to see Primetime do exactly what he said he was going to do.
They're swaggy too, Fax. They got some leaders and dogs on their team, don't they?
Bro, the leader and dogs, everything's unique. There's no captains. Like, the guys on the team who are the leaders and or dogs, they get an L and a D on their, they're doing everything different. We talked about, you didn't like the Instagram names on their back in practice. It all ties in. Now think about how much press they're going to get from here on out the rest of the year. They're going to get so much press. So many people, every single news media is writing on their calendar when they want to go see them play, because the show, like, they're the show. They're the show. And then the access that we have and hearing them at halftime, what Deion giving in that speech and telling the kids, hey, you guys probably didn't believe it, but now you see everything we need is right in this room. And me and you know as a player, when you're in the locker room and you feel that you guys have actually something special and everyone's buying in, and you can tell that the coach has everyone buying in, that goes a long way. And those guys, I think they're going to have a very, very exciting season. And then, like, on top of it all, Travis Hunter is one of a kind. And I haven't seen anyone in my lifetime do what he did this past Saturday. And for him to be on the field for what they have him clock, some people at 129 snaps, and then some other people have him at 145 snaps. Bro, that's 3 games.
That's insane. That's like 4 games for a defensive tackle.
For a D tackle, like unless you're playing every snap as a D tackle, like that's 3 or 4 college games for you. And he played that in 1 game, and then after the win, he's in the locker room leading the dance. He's dancing in the locker room. Like, he is just one of a kind, and I think I'm actually happy that he's with Deion, because Deion Sanders is the only person that I can confidently say, outside looking in, that he's going to know how to handle this guy and keep him healthy, and they're going to go a long way with him.
Let me. So first of all, facts. Safe to say that you have a man crush on him.
A little bit for athletes. He's one of those. He's one of those dudes for sure.
So here's his stat line: 11 catches, 119 yards. Drew a big DPI down near the end zone on a close TD. Allowed 3 receptions and 9 targets with 2 PBUs and a sick interception that I'd like for you to talk a little bit more about, facts. And then 3 tackles. Is the first FBS player to record 100-plus receiving yards and an interception in 1 game since 2002. So very impressive. I think he deserves all the accolades, all the love he's getting. He definitely deserves to be your man crush, facts. But how about that video of him getting that pick down on the sideline? Like, bro, I don't know what it is lately, but like, the angles and like the shots and the access of everyone with phones and shit on the sideline these days.
Amazing.
Like, you get the pick and then they turn right around to like, who is talking shit? Like, throw it at Travis.
Reaction.
Amazing, right?
Bro, but that interception from a football standpoint, it'll probably be on every coach's teach tape for a cornerback how to defend the goal line. And realistically, it's unrealistic to think that 80% of the people who play that position that can actually make that play. And then what I think about is him on the next level. Because it was college, him on the next level, he's getting up and running that back for 99 yards to the house. Like, he's getting up, like he's doing that. So just seeing him,
he's gonna be high stepping into the end zone or pick 6.
Bro, he's going to be doing the primetime shuffle into the end zone. This kid is definitely one of a kind, and I am so excited to see him play. And I'm not going to lie, I was kind of skeptical seeing him go on his TikTok, and 2 weeks ago, he put on his TikTok who he thought were going to be the top Heisman votes, and he had at the top of the list was him. And I was like, yo, that's really bold. But after seeing him play, hey, bro, I understand you're him, and yo, you're at the top of my list for Heisman already, hands down.
And Primetime says that Travis Hunter could be a number 1 draft pick on either side of the ball. So, Primetime.
What an endorsement.
What an endorsement,
bro.
And we'll get back. We'll talk about him a little bit more. Some of the other college football highlights. LSU got blown out by Florida State.
Yo, what a game, man. ACC showing up big this weekend.
The SEC was 0-3 in primetime to start the season.
We talked about it in the episode before. I told you how electric is that, seeing that fucking Seminole shit. Yo, when the crowd really gets into that, bro, like, that shit is so electric. And it's one of those things. LSU, they're a team and a fan base. They brag so much, and they got the shit beat out of them. So it feels so good. This is the best thing about college football, because it is so, it's always so all over the place.
Yeah.
And this season, like, it's just setting the tone for an excited season.
And it's fun to, like, get, hyped about random teams that you weren't necessarily expecting to. I mean, we all kind of thought Colorado would have a lot of hype, and they have shown why thus far. But, like,
the nerds.
It's almost equally as fun to hate on different teams, too. So maybe we can hate on LSU a little bit.
The revenge of the nerds, bro.
Clemson Duke, another big upset last night. How about that one?
ACC, bro, like, this is one of those things where this is the best thing about college football, because every week you're introduced to someone new or a new team or
a new player that you don't like really know about who balls out. Like, how about Riley Leonard, man? Hearing about his mom. His mom texts him, "You suck," before games. I'm doing this pod from my parents' house right now. My mom's rolling around here somewhere. I would never let her say it to me before a game, but hey, whatever motivates you, man. He had a sick 44-yard touchdown run. And, I mean, the second half, Clemson had 0 scoring and no punting. Like, they turned the ball over a ton. They missed kicks, like turnover on downs a lot. So they kind of shit the bed pretty heavy, man.
Trust me, I was paying attention, because at halftime, your boy might have took a nice little bet at plus 4,500 for Duke to win plus 14, and your boy got in on time, let me tell you. So I was very excited last night watching this game when my girl asked me, she was like, "Are you a Duke fan?" And last night, I definitely was a Duke fan. I was all about the Blue Devils. By the way, the little devil emoji on the field is gross. It's weird.
I thought you were going to say something else. This is what I was fucking dying over, is all the memes, like college football meme universe, like on Twitter. On X is unbelievable. And so everyone went back and got the receipts of Dabo saying, like, yeah, we are an NIL team. We're in the name, image, and likeness of God. And then they go out, he says all this stuff, and then they go out and they get beat by the Blue Devils. You know what I mean? It's just so funny.
Yeah, so funny.
But a lot of good upsets too. And then why don't you tell me a little bit about UVA and Tennessee?
Tough game. Tony Muskett actually looked pretty decent until he got injured, but it's the same old situation for Virginia. Our defense always looks pretty darn good, and we just need an offense to put points up. It's always our issue, and I feel like we got Tony Elliott because he came from Clemson, and everyone knows, like, before these past couple of years, Clemson was a team that they're putting up 30 points a game, and that's honestly, as a UVA fan, like, that's all I want. I want just to be looking forward to at least 3 touchdowns a game. I don't feel like that's too hard to ask. And with our defense, I feel like if we have a couple of points a game that, like, our touchdowns that we can count on, we can be in these games. And for us to be a 7-point underdog to a team like JMU, for me to hear that, it's just like, damn, like, they think we're really that bad right now. And maybe we are. I don't know. Like, that's the thing about college football. It's only the first weekend. Like, a lot of things are going to get switched. Jitters, players are going to get switched out. Coaches are trying things and feeling things out. So hopefully we get the tweaks together, and that's what, I guess, college coaches, this is what you get paid for, your in-between week, like, adjustments and everything like that, and I'm just hoping that the Cavaliers can hold it together. Hats off to Tennessee. They did what they were supposed to do. Like, and
well, UVA, I mean, you said their defense has been better. They only allowed 1 score on the first 5 Tennessee drives. First team to do that in the last 20 games, but you want to get some more offensively out of them, and you kind of wonder a little bit if, a lot of the coaching talent leaving Clemson showed up last night, but that new hire didn't necessarily show up for UVA. Facts, but it's a long season. You never know what's going to happen, man. So those were some of our favorite games that we were watching. A couple other cultural quick hitters, I guess, from college football. We had this as a fuck that moment. I don't really know how I feel. I'm kind of mixed emotions. I think football is a game of emotions, facts. It's a lot of grown men, whether you're a player or a coach, putting a lot of yourself emotionally into a game. And Butch Jones, the Arkansas State head coach, was shown crying on the sideline with a player comforting him as the team lost 73-0 to Oklahoma.
Fuck that. Yo, bro. You cannot cry on the sideline, bro. I'm not saying I'm not saying the game is emotional and you can't cry. Cry when you get into your office, bro, or cry in the locker room before the cameras come in and it's just us And you tell all the other coaches to get out too, because it's just like, I don't know how I'm feeling. I don't know how I'm feeling. Like, what if you're on staff and you were afraid of this guy? And just the video of it, I don't know if it's clipped like a certain way, but it's just of him looking up at the scoreboard, and it just like, it hurt so bad that he had to take a knee, and it made him cry. Bro, hell no. Not during the game, bro. Hell no.
I love it though, because you know how like coaches sometimes like after a bad loss or something like that, they come into the building the next day and they like almost like put on an act to show like how upset they are about it. Like, hey, we're not happy. Like, we got to do this, this, and this. He couldn't even wait till the next day. He had to do it as the clock is expiring. I don't know. I kind of loved it. Like, it's one of those moments where it's so ridiculous that you just have to love it. All right, what else we got? Quick hitters. Dabo, name, image, and likeness of God. Kind of already touched on that. It's fucking hilarious that they go out and get beat by the Blue Devils. We don't need to beat that dead horse anymore. Another one. You saw this clip. UNC head coach Mac Brown grabs the head coach of South Carolina. He grabs Shane Beamer. He was kind of like they were exchanging words after the game, and
Mac wasn't done talking.
He wasn't done talking, and so he kind of like touched him, and then he like grabbed his neck, like it was kind of a sensual little touch. I don't know.
I'm not gonna lie. Older white men, they gotta get to an age limit where they kind of don't give a fuck about shit, and I think Mac Brown is probably at that age, and the way he grabbed him, it showed that he really didn't care. Like, he did this, he didn't care, he didn't think anything of it. But more importantly,
I want to know what he said. What did he say to him? What do you say to a grown man after you kind of grab his neck like that?
Shane respected him enough that he didn't respond violently or in a way that he thought he was bothered by it. So touche to them. Who knows what he said though? I definitely would want to know what was said though.
I do too. And then the last quick hitter I got here is Jim Harbaugh saying, "We're not an offense, we're not a defense, we're a we-fence." I don't really have shit to say about that. I just think it's fucking hilarious. And Harbaugh is like one of those guys as a coach where he's so out there and like, I don't know, man. He's got some goofiness to him that I kind of love.
But that's not it. That's not original. I've definitely been on teams where I think they emphasize that special teams is quote unquote we-fence because it's not offense, it's not defense, and it's the only room where you're combined with guys who play majority both either offense or defense, and they called it we-fence. So I don't know who originally came up with that term. I know it wasn't him, but whatever, coaches have to, you know how it is.
You know Harbaugh like said that shit, and then he like got to the locker room. He's like, "Yeah, that one was fucking nice. Like that was a good quote right there."
Football's monotonous, and I feel like someone bring it to him, and he probably just like you said was like, "Oh yeah, this is the one.
Yeah, we worked that in there.
One. Yeah,
this is gonna really motivate the guys and galvanate them, bring them together."
Yo, a lot of L's on coaches right now for sure. A lot of pressure on them. A lot of L's.
I just like shitting on coaches, man. Like it's just too fun. All right, so moving on. I kind of think I know where you're gonna go with this one, Fax. But big man on campus, Fax. I like to give our awards for guys that were studs over the weekend who, they're kind of walking around campus, played really well or performed really well, and they're the big man on campus. So who you got for me, Fax?
Easy. I'm going with Travis Hunter. Played, like we said, between 129 and 145 snaps, and it was 98 degrees. And this guy had 11 catches for 119 yards. And then he scored a touchdown, but on defense, he only allowed 3 catches on 9 targets with 2 PBUs and an insane interception on the goal line with 3 tackles. He's just a football player's dream. Like, if you play the video game, you make a creative player. Like, that's what you do. You make them like, fuck that. I'm going to play offense and defense. Like, this is what you dream. This is what you do in high school. Like, hey, like, I'm good enough to play both sides, so I'm going to do it both at a high level. But, like, to see him do this in college, you hear guys always say it in the locker room that they can. But to actually see it displayed, I'm very, very intrigued to see how far this goes and if he can sustain this for the season. But like I said earlier, I think he's with the only coach that can probably manage this the right way and know how to do it. So
he's been there. I mean, Deion Sanders has played both ways at the highest level. He's played in fucking the MLB as well, and he's also just a figure. You know what I mean?
Crazy.
So he'll definitely guide him.
Only person to play offense and defense in an NFL game and then compete in an MLB game, I believe, which he's hit a home run in the same day. So absolutely unreal for Deion Sanders to find this kid and recruit this kid, the whole backstory, getting this kid to come to Jackson State, could have went to anywhere in the country, and then convince this kid to follow him to Colorado. Because, like, realistically, he didn't have to be cool with all that. Like, yo, you dragged me here. I could have went anywhere I wanted, and now you're dragging me to Colorado. Like, realistically, he didn't have to be cool with that. But for him to trust this whole process, I hope he's potentially my BMOC every single week, honestly.
And just so all of our viewers and listeners know, Fax is downplaying his man crush on this guy. He loves him so much. He's been sending me his basketball highlights, which is him just stud. He's just yamming the fuck out of the ball. Yeah, it's
and
sick.
look. The first thing Beau sent back to me is, yo, I would kill to be able to yam a basketball like that kid.
Seriously.
But it's just
big man on campus.
You know how it is. You know how it is being around certain guys, and you just know guys are freaks, and you're just like, wow, you're just in awe.
But I said this to you also. I think Travis Hunter left some meat on the bone, man. Like, he should be playing special teams. Get him back there returning kicks. We could get 180 snaps out of him a game, you know? I don't see why he shouldn't be back there returning kicks as well. But so my big man on campus, a little bit different because this is actually a coach, GJ Kinney. So I actually played with him. What year is that? It was back in Philly. He was backup quarterback with me when I was with the Eagles, and it's so fun to see like guys have success as coaches after their playing days are over. But 42-31 win over Baylor, which is the first win over a Power 5 program in Texas State history, 441 yards for that offense.
Was crazy for that game too.
Yes, yeah, and I actually
super nuts.
I was actually with Baylor's head coach Dave Aranda, was my defensive coordinator my last year at Wisconsin, and he's a fucking really good coordinator. So Aranda's heard about the fact that they almost hung up 500 on him. Baylor's quarterback I think got hurt maybe halfway through that game, which affected their performance offensively, but for a young coach in his first, head coaching role to go out there and get a win over a really good program like Baylor, especially at a place like Texas State, you kind of get the feeling that GJ Kinney is going to be, one of these next young Sean McVay type coaches or fucking what's his name from Arizona. Like there's a lot of excitement building around that win and that program. And GJ Kinney's a fucking great guy, and I'm really happy to see him. So big man on campus, GJ Kinney, way to do it, man. Happy for you.
That's great. Yeah, a young coach like. Like we were saying, college is different. For you to come in as a young coach and really rally the troops, where you have young guys, you have all these different personalities, guys that probably look at you like, yo, you're only a few years older than me, bro. Like, chill out. Like, you have you
Why are you trying to make me look bad, bro?
Right? You know how it is in a locker room, and for you to come out and rally the troops and to win a game like that is absolutely. It's great, and that's a great BMOC pick, bro.
Yeah, and then one thing I forgot to mention from that game that I was really fucking torqued on is a sick one-handed sideline catch from Joey Hobart. No gloves, it was like Odell, but he got 1 foot in, it was tiptoed the sideline. That one was pure. So go check that one out too. We'll have little Foch put up a little social media clip of that. But anyway, good job, Texas State. Good job, GJ Kinney. Here we go, Facts. I've been ready to bitch about this to you all day. Beef of the week is our segment where we kind of complain about things that we have beefs about. And so my beef of the week, our beef of the week, is the college football commercials, man. It's incredible. It just feels like there are so many commercials in these games, and they feel like, you get in a rhythm, you're watching the game, and then you like a commercial break, and you're like, God damn.
I'm feeling the cheesiest coach. Bro. Every single break, it's a Cheez-It commercial and then the Dr. Pepper Zero commercial. Like, my beef is like an extension off of your beef, and my beef is with these big-time companies and their advertisement budgets. There's no way that Cheez-Its and Dr. Pepper are the only ones that have enough money to run a commercial every single commercial break, bro. And then they had this funny one that's like, yo, it's a Jesus commercial. It starts off and it's like, he's not a carpenter or or it says some weird shit, and then you have no idea what they're talking about, and then it just shows you it's like it's a Jesus commercial. So my beef is with
I don't know why I need to advertise for Jesus. He's like the most popular figure in the history of humankind, man. You know,
for sure.
But yeah, I mean, I don't think we're the only ones fed up with this facts. I think Chip Kelly, my former head coach in Philly, was kind of fed up with it too. He's running off the field and like at halftime, and they catch the coaches before halftime. They interview him real quick. He goes, "We had 4 drives the first half. Hope you guys are selling a lot of commercials." I fucking love that. Ooh. Like that's just such a succinct way of putting it. And Chip in his offense, like the spread hurry up that they run, like all about getting as many drives as possible. And so, I mean, it's weird because these college football rules, they changed them a little bit. Essentially, like I'm gonna try to be as quick as I can with this breakdown, like the reasoning behind this, but they changed the college football. Thanks, facts. They changed the rules a little bit so that the college football 2-minute rules resemble the NFL rules a little bit more. Like the clock doesn't stop when they go out of bounds the same way they used to. And like they wanted to try to make the game shorter, but I feel like they had the complete opposite effect where they just made the game, like the runtime of the game, the actual TV copy of the game run long as hell with more commercials and then less actual football. And then the football just feels more disjointed because you get to these pivotal moments, which is like halftime, there's more clock stoppage because teams are trying to preserve the clock, or else at the end of game when teams have saved their timeouts for critical moments and teams are in 2 minutes and they're trying to drive, and you just get these long, weird, disjointed stoppages and long commercial breaks, and then like 1 or 2 more plays, and then a team will call a timeout, and there's another fucking commercial break. So it's had the opposite effect. I have this interesting stat. So 2022, the average plays per game is 131. After week 1 of the college football season, the average plays per game are 117. So it's clear you're getting less football. And then in 2022, 24 total drives per game, and so far after week 1, only 21.7. So it's definitely having the opposite effect. And it's like, what can be done about this? It's different than the NFL. So the NFL has a commercial limit during their like broadcasts where they can only do a certain number of commercials per game or per half. And since the NCAA has no overarching like media committee like that, they can't do that. And so I'm not quite sure what the fix is, but it just feels fucking annoying as hell. I'm tired of the commercials. I'm tired of the ads.
The players are getting paid now, so everyone wants to make more money. Everyone, believe it or not, everyone's salty that like the players now, we get NIL deals and people are looking around and probably thinking like, hey, we're fucking watching these 19, 21 to 22-year-olds make $1 million deals and we can't benefit more off of it. Like, I'm surprised that this hasn't come sooner or they haven't found a way to do this. But just the way that it's going, I wonder if enough complaining is going to be able to do something about it. But realistically, it's not. Football is one of those things that as much as we complain, as long as we have a product, we're going to watch. We've shown that we're going to watch. So
facts, you're going to have the YouTube, the multi-screen up, and it's just going to be 4 ads at once. It's going to be 4 Cheez-It ads at the same time. Right. Cheez-It ad, Dr. Pepper, Cheez-It. But yeah, I mean, dude, it's 7% less plays, but only 1% less length of game. Like, that is not it. It just means there's more commercials. So let's get this shit figured out, guys. Like, I understand what you're saying. Like, there's a lot of money involved with college football, and it's great now because some of that is trickling down into the players, but let's not make this a horrible viewing experience for us at home. That's the bottom line.
Or maybe it's time that we start doing some live views, and it's perfect time for podcasters like us because there's a lot of space and time to fill. And maybe we need to start capitalizing on that. Something to think about.
Something to think about. All right, this is my favorite segment. Facts, you ready? Yep. I'm going to keep this one short. So we talk a lot about football in this podcast, especially today after week 1 of college football. Dudes are always listening to the podcast talking about sports, and then they're like, what the fuck am I supposed to talk to my girl about? Because, like, you get home from work or whatever, and you're like, God damn, I have nothing interesting to talk to my girl about. Thankfully, the Butter King has got you. I'll be quick with this one. Talk to your girl about Colleen Hoover and her book, Verity. Colleen Hoover's got like 9 bestsellers on like the New York Times bestseller list. I know you have no idea who Colleen Hoover is, right?
Not a chance.
Yeah, that's not very surprising for me, boys. So here's the deal. Basically, Colleen Hoover writes these fucking Lifetime movie-esque books. I'm not a fan of Verity. I picked up Verity. I did not like it. I thought it was like fucking low-key smut, honestly. Like, it's just a lot of sex, bad writing, poor character development, in my opinion. I did not care too much for Lowen, the main character. Her love interest, Jeremy. I thought Jeremy was dry as fuck. I don't know why they're having so much gratuitous sex. I thought he was a pretty boring guy, honestly. And I also thought that Verity, who, you know, is Jeremy's wife in the book, frankly, wasn't really that interesting. So,
who recommended this book to you?
My mom and sister. Yeah. So I didn't even get all the way through it. I got like 3/4 of the way through it. And I was like, fuck this. I can't do this anymore. But anyway, if you guys want to talk to your girls about Verity and Colleen Hoover, I'm almost like 90% of the women in America have read it. I feel like it's supposed to be a good book. I didn't love it. Welcome to Beau's Book Club, guys.
Welcome to Beau's Book Club. And that's going to bring us to the end of the show. And at the end of the day, don't take book recommendations from your mom or sister. And we'll see you guys next week. Thank you for tuning in. Make sure you tune in every Wednesday at The Facts and the King on all social media platforms. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe on YouTube. Let us know what segments you like, you don't like. Interact with us. We love hearing from you guys. And thank you for all your support.